Hi, my name is Cam, and this is my run of Super Ghouls and Ghosts for SNES. This was recorded over on my live stream on twitch.tv/cakestyle. Super Ghouls and Ghosts is like a sequel to the arcade game of the name Ghouls and Ghosts, and it's a very hard game, but quite fun once you get the hang of things. Outside of the last stage in the second loop. Like its predecessor, it loops after you beat the last boss, and if you beat the second loop with the bracelet, you get to face off against the true last boss with He'll-Be. So starting off for stage 1, like it's hella long too. It's a pretty long stage overall. Pretty hard for stage 1 in my opinion. It's a lot easier once you get the knife, but I think this game does a better job of having more balanced weapons than its predecessor. Like, the knife is good in this game, but there's other good weapons too. Which I think is good. And it also, this game adds a double jump, which is actually a really cool and unique thing they add to the game. I actually really like it. I think it's a cool trade-off because in the arcade version you could shoot up and down. I believe up and down, or maybe it's just up. So it's like, you know, you kind of trade off it. But I think the game's really balanced around it, so it's cool. I have the power. The game also has a continue system, unlike in the NES version of Ghosts and Goblins. So you really have to make use of all the continues you get. Although, the more money bags you get, the more continues you get, but I don't know how many money bags versus... I'm so stupid. How many continues you get. And the only issue that I have with the game is probably the amount of lag that's in it. It's a very early SNES title, and because of that, there's a lot of lag, especially in stages like stage 1 has a lot of it. Later down the road, we'll see like stage 5, for instance, has a lot of lag. Although there is an SI1 patch you can use to fix it, it's still very noticeable. Especially there's also a lot of stuff on screen as well. Although I must say the art direction of this game is amazing, especially for like, I believe this game came out in like 91. The art direction is just amazing, it's just great. From what I understand, this game uses similar concepts that were scrapped for the arcade game. Like they were going to have multiple routes and stuff. They end up using a lot of those levels for this game, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. So it's not like just like an arcade port. Similar to how the Genesis version is. I just third time I got armor on this stage alone. Yeah, that is a good thing to know, is you get a lot of armor in this stage. Not like the first game where it's like, it's very rare unless you find spots that refill your armor. The NES version or in the arcade. But to be fair, this game's a lot longer. It seems like it was optimized more for console than an arcade game. And that's stage 1. I think 1-ups, you get game 1-ups based on score. Like, it's not based on, like, the money bags, but, like, money bags is for continues. Now in stage 2, there's a lot of respawning ghosts, and these are probably. I'll jump on my video actually. These are probably some of the worst enemies in the game, in my opinion. They're kind of random. They're kind of like in the first game where it's hard to like plan around them. They have really sporadic movements and they follow you. And it's not the last we'll see of them either, unfortunately. I also thought this section looks really cool though, with the shipyard and like the atmosphere. Well, let's mimic chests. Let's try to throw you off. And this is the auto scroll of the run. Now, in platformer games, I'm not like the biggest fan of auto scrollers. Like, they can be done right, you know, and I think this game does auto scrollers pretty right. It is quite long, but in my opinion, I really, I think it's done well in this game. Especially with the tides of the water and stuff, and like different enemies and stuff. I don't know, I just think it's done really well. I must say though, the controls in this game are like, I really mistake. I should have just waited. I really like them. It's definitely a big step up in my opinion over like over Ghosts and Goblins, either the arcade version or the NES version. And it's. I'm not sure if it's as hard. I don't know if I would say it's as hard. I do plan to beat the arcade game at some point. Definitely not the NES version, that's for sure. But this game delivers challenge in spades, so it's all good. You gotta watch out there for those little like wizard dudes because they can turn you into, I believe, a baby, like a little girl, like a Riding Hood type, you know, and a old man, I believe you could turn into, which I think either hinders your double jump, you know, or like slows you down, or whatever. So it's a good idea not to get hit by them. And I'll go over the chest system more, specifically on the second loop of Stage 7, because that's where it really matters the most. You have gold armor and the shield upgrades. I really like how this game handles the weapons system, like how it'll upgrade the more, like, the higher tier your armor is. Like, I think that's a really cool idea, and it incentivizes you for not actually getting hit, so I really like it when games do that. Although you can definitely beat this game just standalone basic armor, so it's fine. The only thing I'd say in this game that's like really easy is the bosses. I mean, I'm kind of glad a boss like this is not that hard, but they are definitely the easiest part of the game. Again, outside of Stage 7 on the second loop, like that. We'll get to that, but For the most part, the bosses in this game are pretty easy. Easy. Actually, like awesome. Alright, now for stage 3. Also the stage with the first Red Devil. He's called something else in this game. I'm not sure which, but I guess he's also called Firebrand. Well, interestingly enough, Firebrand got his own game on SNES as well, and NES with Demon's Crest and Marvel's Quest. Yeah, this level, I think this level has a lot of particular jumps in it. Like a lot of memorizations required for a lot of these in heavy execution. It's not like the NES game where they'll throw like a Red Devil at you, like clearly stage 1, you know, in this game, they save for stage 3, which is nice, you know, they save it, and so they realize how hard of an enemy it is. I always thought these little platforms are gross because they're like bleeding blood, you know, and like they have like bones on them. Yeah, and these jumps are very precise. There's not a lot of room for error here. Oh, finally. Boom, there's the first Red Devil. Now with this devil, you can actually skip it by running past to hit the checkpoint. I believe the checkpoint was right there. Checkpoint. Yeah, so you can easily just bypass that one, but the other ones in this game, they're not very bypassable. So I thought you streamed tonight. Isn't that? Are you streaming right now or something? This section, in my opinion, has a lot of bullshit moments. The battles aren't that bad, but later on there's just like these like teddy bears that kind of look like Winnie the Pooh. And they come down, and it's very hard to predict them. Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's fun though. It's like Dark Souls. Here are the Bear Knights. You gotta watch out if they have the honey pot on them, because they could drop a weapon that you don't want. Brutal, but fun. Now, I also cut this down for time. Like, I definitely died and had a lot of game overs at this point, so, you know, you will die a lot. Yeah, see, like right there, I dropped a flame. You definitely don't want a flame here. Okay, so as soon as the boss spawns, I think it's on this one? Okay, right here. Here's the Robo Worm. Honestly, I actually like a lot of the boss designs. They're just very easy, but I guess it's good. You know, I feel like the difficulty in these kind of games should come from the platforming. And definitely that is true. I have the power. On to stage 4. Now, stage 4, in my opinion, this is Lag City. It has a lot of cool ideas. Dude, okay, there's nothing I can do there. I guess if, well, anyways, I just kill him before he gets on top of that. Yeah, it's, this level particularly has a lot of lag in it, because it uses a lot of Mode 7 effects. Which, I mean, are pretty ingenious for the time. Kind of reminds me of that, like, that one... Just hit him at that one Contra 3 stage. Like, over a Contra 3 sections. Although I noticed in this game, they really definitely reuse a lot of the enemies, like for different sprites. Like obviously this is just a redoing of an older enemy. Which, you know, it's okay. Yeah, they change up patterns and stuff too. Yeah, the flame weapon, it's still pretty bad in this game. It's not as bad, in my opinion, as no. The first game. Oh. Like, there's definitely a lot more usable weapons. Checkpoint. Yes. Here's the Mode 7 stage. Now again, that cut was more for, I died a lot in this section, so I cut out all my deaths, basically, but I definitely do get a lot of game overs in this game. But just for time's sake, because the whole run of this game is like over an hour, so, you know. And this is the I like to call blue balls section. Alright, I'm just going to the edge there. On the edge of the platform there. I mean, they are blue balls, you know, not, you know... I'm not even trying to make a joke, they just are blue balls. And this should be the bosses section. One of my favorite bosses, actually, in this game. I remember the boss here, it's the dragon. And I didn't notice this until I beat the game, but that's actually like a real, like a beating kind of human heart in the background. Wow, that was really cool. Yeah, they kind of go out of their body. I didn't know what this was. I almost died there. These, they kind of go out of their body. I don't know, it's really weird. Yeah, they're a cool boss, though. And that's stage 5. Or 4. Stage 5. Right, this is stage 5. Downstream. I hope snow effects look really bad. Now this stage also has a lot of lag as well. It just goes to the time, you know, period. There's a lot of lag in early SNES titles that are helped a lot by having SA1 patch. Like Super R-Type comes to mind as a game that was like how all lag, but gets fixed because of not fixed, but SA1 patch helps. Like Radius 3 is also like this. Well, I also go, I go with the bow here. I don't know if it's called the bow, but I go with the bow here because there's actually not a Red Devil in the stage you have to deal with. In my opinion, if you don't have upgraded weapons, like let's say you just have the stock weapons, I think bow is the best at taking out the Red Devils, for sure, in my opinion. Upgraded though, it could be bow, it could be a couple others are also pretty good. When you have like the full upgrades, there's a lot of weapons that have like really good charge abilities and stuff. It also kind of depends how tall the ceiling is. Like for example, the ceiling here is pretty low and down. So sometimes like the Red Devil will go into like the ceiling and that causes a lot of problems. This section I kind of struggle with. I just like really ran out of both. Yeah, after struggling along with this game, finding out where like the chests are located helps a ton. I believe the upgrade ability on the bow allows you to like reveal nearby chests. But overall, the main game, in my opinion, isn't that bad. It's when we get to the end of the game is when a lot of the problems start coming out. This section's pretty cool, I think, with the snow falling. It's like a really cool effect. And these dogs are coming for you, man. They're really fast. There should be the boss of this section, I believe, right? It's Ice Monster. That was very close. Yeah, hit there, jeez. Overall, this is also a pretty easy boss. Has pretty easy patterns, and helps also having the bow here take care of him. Okay, now time for. Okay, and this should be stage. In my opinion, this is the worst stage. I think the numbers on the game are wrong. But it's only because of the devils. The devils really weird. I don't hold that opinion anymore. I just have to do 4 devils. I mean, the devils do suck. Yeah, the devils are kind of rough in this game, but overall, it's not that bad. Definitely not the worst we'll see. Yeah, I think I forgot where all the chests spawned here. Well, those little bird things come out of the wall. Yeah, I think the bow actually is a lot better than knife, especially towards these stages of the game, but it's different when you have like full upgrades. In my opinion, Flame is still the worst in the game by far, but there's other weapons that make up for it. And that's Stage 6. Okay. Alright, time for Stage 7. Now, Stage 7 in this loop is not that bad. It's actually quite easy, I think. Given you have, I think 7. The bow here. And you don't get hit. The map does lie though, because this is actually Stage 7, chronologically speaking. But on the map it says Stage 6, so... Drug Devil is actually in a pretty good spot for a lot of abilities because you can actually stand on that ledge, as we'll see later. It can do help you wonders with different weapons. Because for me, I have to cycle through a lot of weapons in this stage. It's much harder to do with a bracelet. Oh, I wonder. I think I was opening this chest, right? Yeah. Like, I don't have much time. Yeah, in this game, you have to open the chest in order. And, I did not do that, so... You actually do get a lot of chests in this stage, more than I think any other stage, in fact. Partly due because of the bracelet shenanigans. There's a nice secret chest here that you can or double jump in there. It's pretty cool. Nice, I actually got the skips in this. That's actually pretty hard to do to get that double jump. But it's doable. Now the only downside of the bow is that it has, I think, one of the worst as far as damage per like a target. It has some of the worst in the game, but it makes up for it being like really mobile. And being really good against certain bosses and especially towards devils. you get to face off against Shrek before Shark. I actually don't know his name, I just know he's kind of tough. I forgot to jump. Oh, I tried to jump over it. Shoot at the same time. Yeah, you can actually only hit this guys in the head, which makes this fight a lot harder. Okay, that's loop 1. That's loop 1 done. And just like in good old Ghosts and Goblins fashion, you get to beat the game twice. Now, I'm not the biggest hater of this. I think it's pretty normal for games to, at least arcade games, to loop after they're cleared. But in Ghosts and Goblins' case, my issue is that there's not enough change within the second loop, in my opinion. Like, the game is basically the same. It's not like a cave game, like a shmup or something, or like Gradius, where like there's actually a lot of differences in the loops, right? That like warn like, okay, this makes sense, you know. But in Ghosts and Goblins' case, it's basically just a true last boss, and that's pretty much it. So, in my opinion, I don't think that warrants it. But it's still, I'm okay with it because this game is great, and I'm okay with playing it twice. But now you have to beat it using the bracelet that apparently holds the power or something, and that's where the problems start. So if you'd like skip to the 101:26 for the end of loop 2.
Some of these zombies are
I think
fast.
I think I have it in the description as well. The only real changes. Yeah, like I said, the only real changes in loop 2 are basically that the zombies are really fast. But yeah, just skip to that zone and I'll continue the commentary from there.
I actually have mind game knife. Yeah, it's falling in the air. I'm not gonna go for it. I only wanted to go for it before because I wanted, call it. For more continued. I wish I put like an L2 just to like I guess like you know. I mean, you know if you're in Lip 2, but like obviously somebody's watching it, I don't know. Should I take the knife here? Yeah, knife's actually fine. I actually do prefer a knife here. That was okay. There's some pretty nice patterns there. This will like take 3 cycles. 4 cycles. It's cool. Holy shit. Screw that stage, dude. Nice. we switch to bow again. That was really convenient. So I can just stand out of here. Yeah, I can stand on the line to go down. Okay, final stage.
Alright, now welcome to hell. This is a really hard section now, because now we have to do the section without getting hit, essentially, and attaining the bracelet. Now, the bracelet as a weapon, in my opinion, isn't that bad. Actually, like, once you get upgraded, which increases the range, you having either green or gold armor, it's actually a pretty solid weapon. The only problem is that it's very bad against these bosses. Now you can see the time jumped a lot. We're now at 7 hours and 46 minutes. That's because this level right here took me about 3 days to beat. 3 different streams I was at this level for. Because it's very hard, and it takes a lot of time. But as you can see here, like, this devil's in a really good spot for you to use the your upgrade abilities, which I don't use that often in run because they're not that good. But basically, yeah, you have to get to the shield, and then the next chest will unlock the bracelet, which you need in order to beat this section. Although doing a red devil with a bracelet is also pretty insane. I really don't recommend doing that. Basically, kill this chest here, and then it'll take a little second, but then it will out-pop the bracelet. I really recommend doing it in this stage and not an earlier stage, because you kind of learn the route for this stage over and over again after retrying it. And I had several game overs at this stage. And then here is the I mean, this might as well be the final boss. there is a true final boss after, but he's nowhere near as hard. This section is what really took me the longest amount of time, is to figure out these two bosses back to back. It's very hard to do this with a non-upgraded bracelet. It's really recommended they use the gold armor they usually get with it for the upgrade range. Because you're definitely gonna need it. There's no... I'd love to see a run where somebody does this with no upgraded bracelet. And what I also didn't know for a long time is it actually blocks attacks too, like the shield weapon in the first game. But this is the real challenge, is this guy. Fire is so far that it actually spreads to most of the playing fields below. It kind of sucks too, because you're either it's kind of uphill fight here, you know. It's not like an even playing field. I mean, if you were doing this downhill, it'd be super easy, but uphill, that's a lot harder. Because when you're down this pit area, you can only hit him once with the bracelet, but if you're up at the top, you can actually hit him twice. Oh yeah, there's a lot of sprites on the screen when you use the bracelet weapon. And there's like a lot of flame attacks. Basic idea is try not to attack him where he's like close to the playing field. And when he's far away from it, then you can start attacking. And boom.
Holy shit. Ooh.
Yeah, that took better part 4 hours to do.
Dude.
Very, very hard section. And then you get what I consider a pretty easy true final boss, Adversaries. Really, you just dodge lasers, and then you just get in these platforms and blast them a couple times. It's hard to use your double jump here, but you just do it and kind of figure out the pattern. It's pretty easy. Really, this fight's more about patience than anything else. It's very easy, but you have to be a little patient here. You are given plenty of time though to beat him, so there's no reason to rush it. I got very lucky there. I'm surprised I didn't get hit. Boom, that's Emperor Sardius. Ooh. There's Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts. I think the final time was about 8 hours, 7 minutes that I recorded to the end of the credits. But yeah. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. The rest of the video is just basically the credits in the end screen. Which actually reminds me a lot of Super Mario World, or not Super Mario World, sorry. Donkey Country, SNES. But yeah, if you'd like to see more hard games being played, please visit my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/cakestyle. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace. Finally, holy shit. Oh, he has a... Oh, that's so cool. It's like Donkey Country. The enemies? That's so cool, actually. I always like when games do this as the credits, like back then. So if you didn't have a manual, you wouldn't know the names of these guys. Ooh. I'm not even gonna pronounce that. Holy shit. That's a beating heart? Oh my god. I didn't even realize that. Like a human heart. Oh, I just Hydra. I can't pronounce that. Yeah, bro, I thought that was first starters, unless the final boss, that's what the final boss is. Yeah, Emperor Stardust, yeah, so that is okay. Oh yeah, don't forget these guys. Do not forget these guys. Red Armor Ace? That's what they call them this? It says Prin. Is that code? Is that code? Oh, that's cool. Look at that. There's Ghouls and Ghosts. Well, I almost didn't sub 8 hours. Guys, I like this game. I really do. The only issue I have is stage 6 in the second loop. Or stage 7, either or. It's the only problem that I actually have with this game. Every other level is really well designed in my opinion. Maybe outside of like stage 5. But the rest of the game is like really well designed, I think. It's just doing the final area with the bracelet is like very hard. Thank you for playing. No question mark. That's the end.